Yes?
Can I do something else instead of a riddle?
Well, you could go back the way you came.
We could try a different riddle. But this is gonna bug me if we do.
If we try a different riddle, if we figure this one out, could we use this one to get past?
What? I could give you another riddle if that's what you want.
No, it has to be this one now, otherwise we'll just get too confused with two different riddles, and then we'll, you know...
One of the gods to the other goes, we're doing our job well today, aren't we? Yes, we are! Well done!
See, you're not very good at making these riddles. I mean, I figured that out right away.
Well, you said you were the smartest one. You should have been the person to figure it out. And they step out the side of the way, and the door opens up, and they beckon you forwards. Right. So as you begin to go through the actually,
Did that pass an hour, or are we still good on 3 hours?
You're still good on 3 hours. So you begin to travel through the labyrinth once more, making your way. You pass through the stone. All the stone walls. You begin to notice that some of the rock work begins to look a bit slimy, but you continue pushing on, trying to find your way through this labyrinth. And as you're moving along, you spy a brick keeper sitting on top of a wall ahead. It has an old boot pulled over its head like a helmet, and is squinting through a spyglass towards you. You could be mistaken, but it appears as if it's focusing on you, focusing on your feet. Realizing it's been spotted, he squeals an alarm and falls off the wall out of sight. Rounding the corner, you find a narrow, rocky ravine that would be a squeeze to fit through. So I believe...
The tree doesn't wear shoes, just so you know.
Some of you must.
I don't.
I think you mean a squeeze to fit through for
I
other
have
people, but not
shoes.
me.
So it's staring at Chantel's shoes.
Can I
Go
fit
through
through?
the gap.
Everyone can fit through. The hardest squeeze is going to be Mydal. He's going to find it harder to get through it because it's very tight for him.
Can he climb over it?
You can't climb over the walls in the labyrinth. Well, you can try.
I'm not going to try.
Too stupid.
They're very tall, the walls of the
Can I
labyrinth.
barge some of the rest of the wall out the way?
It's still very, very... I mean, you can use your barging and shoving to try and, like, force your way through rather than, like, taking care and squeezing. You can just try and just shove your way through.
And then Mydal will be able to get through, won't he?
Maybe. So if you want to try that first, if you want to roll twice because you're good at shoving.
I'm gonna spit out the way. Yeah.
Okay, right. As you begin to squeeze through, a whole bunch of these little brick keepers, all with boots on their head, begin to run around as you shove your way through, putting a rope taut across the gap at shin height. The other brick keepers all sort of scurry around the little gap and try and push you over. Can you roll 1 dice? Was that a 4 just then?
Yeah.
Right. You manage to keep your balance, and the brick keepers still try and swarm around you, even though you haven't fallen over. As this whole bunch of these little guys with shoes on their head begin to like run around you and try and pull your shoes off.
Can I assist?
Unfortunately, she's on the other side of the ravine and you're not, so it's just one more roll for Anne to do.
I thought I
So you
could
managed to boot them off as you get through.
You could say she shoved them off.
Yeah, you shove them all away. But as you do, a big metal portcullis falls down and bars the way here, and you see on the other side of it a little brick keeper is sitting there, and he has a sparkly sequined boot on his head. He's on the other side of a big metal gate. So
It's like a lady's boot, like a high-heeled shoe with sequins and stuff on it.
yeah. Now that Chantel has got through, everyone else can sort of get their way through the gap pretty easily.
Yeah.
You come over there.
I'm gonna
and
talk to Chantel a little bit. I'm gonna say she smells very nice, like biscuits and cat food.
Oh. I'm not sure that's a compliment.
I'm a goblin.
He sort of looks you up and down and says, "If you wish to pass, the fee, the toll is 2 shoes." And he sort of folds his arms defiantly.
I
hand us
don't
over
wear
some
shoes.
then.
What was that, Latrine?
Give us some shoes then.
No, you must give us shoes, and then you may pass.
What if you want to pass?
Why, we control this area. We are the Bootstrap Bandits.
Oh, you guys.
Yes,
Well,
shoes.
what if we attack some of those other shoehead people and
They'll run
grab
away.
the shoes off their heads so that we've got 2 shoes to hand over?
You could try.
That sounds like fun. Who's going to be best at doing that?
All the other brick creepers have all sort of already scurried under the flagstones and sort of like,
Well, I don't have any shoes.
oh, that one does.
Yeah, but
We
she's...
can't have my shoes. I need them. I'm an old lady.
Exactly.
Well, then you can't come through this portcullis.
Let me think.
Can I borrow your shoes? Sir?
No, they're mine.
Why not?
Because they're mine.
Can I borrow them?
No.
What if I buy them from you?
Oh, what do you want to trade for them?
I've got a big barrel of explosives somehow stashed in my pockets.
Oh, well, we could get loads of shoes with a barrel of gunpowder.
Could blow up the bloody portcullis with that, and you with it, mate.
Do you think we don't have to have more than one portcullis?
Okay, so if I trade you this boomer for all the shoes,
I'll do you a counter offer. And he sort of like points over to the side, and you see a big flagstone sort of move out of the way, and it like presents a hole. It says, "You put your boomer in that there hole, and you can come through the portcullis."
I don't believe you.
Well, I mean, that's an option. It's either the boomer or 2 shoes.
I think I'll blow up the wall.
Okay, good luck.
I don't know how to use a boomer.
I figured that'd be the case.
Is there any glass?
Not around here, no.
Damn.
Why are you obsessed with glass?
Because you can
I control glass, and if with the right pieces of glass, I could focus light into to ignite the gunpowder.
We used to do that
But there's
with
no glass, so
leaves and things and
Gunpowder.
set them on fire.
I also used to do that.
Not sure if that's a story from Mum or Chantel.
But yes, explosives or shoes, your decision.
Can you open the gate first?
But then how I know you're going to give us the boomer?
Well, I don't like carrying it around with me. It's very heavy, you know.
And then put it in that hole over there. It's just like
Oh,
here.
Okay, I'll put it in the hole.
No, don't do that. Don't give him your boomer. We might need the boomer.
Well, if she wants you to keep your boomer, then she should give us her shoes.
Becky's got an old sweater.
Not having my jumper. It's my all I want for excess is ooh jumper.
Okay, so my clawed gloves, what are the claws made out of?
Like bone.
Oh,
Ask him if he'd like a pair of gloves instead of a pair of shoes.
Oh, these are so much fun!
Hand shoes.
He could
And
have
my
my
jumper.
boomer.
That's what they are in German. Did you know that? They're called Handschuhe.
So you are going to trade the
He can
boomer.
have my boomer. I mean, I don't really want to cause damage to the labyrinth. I mean, it is our Goblin King's famous and, precious landmark thing. It's his greatest tourist attraction. I don't want to take it away from him, really.
Okay, so you thud the boomer in the hole. A little slab sort of falls over and covers it. The little sequined bootkeeper runs into a little hole in the wall, and the portcullis lifts up.
I'll take the shoe on your head, though, as well, as compensation for my boomer.
He's already gone. He ran away.
Oh, you little bastard.
He ran away first before lifting up the portcullis, but you have made your way through. Okay, so as you move forward, you finally find your way out of the stone walls and into the Hedgemaze. You are past the first wall of the.
Sarah and Hoggle.
I've been captured by a giant. You basically, as you finally get past the stone walls, you find there's like lots of statues that like mark the last place of the stone walls. That slowly and surely all begin to get overgrown with various plant life, and you manage to find your way into as I was saying, a huge sundial. An old man sits with a hat shaped like a chicken. When you approach, he starts to awake. He says, "What? Huh? I didn't see you there." And the hat speaks up and says,
It's Yoda!
"You better ask something quick. He doesn't stay awake for long."
Did I break up?
I think so.
Right.
What did you say, Harry? Sorry.
The chicken says, "You better ask him something quick. He doesn't stay awake for long."
What did he say though? What did he say?
He said, "Well, I did see you there." And that was it. That's all he said. There's also a large stone pot over here, and he's sitting in this chair over there.
Where are we?
Just in the area.
I want to go see if there's anything in the pot.
There's no lid on the pot, and if you look into it, it's just dark and long, and it doesn't seem to have a bottom.
I'm really good at spotting though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have a bottom.
If
It's
you
like a
watched
long-
the film, you would know that is the exit to the oubliette.
I know.
It doesn't stay the exit to the oubliette. This is the labyrinth after all.
Oh, well then can we get in the pot and see where it goes?
You could do.
Why don't we ask the man?
Okay.
Where does this go?
1 second. He says, if you ask him where it goes, he says, "Oh yes, well, yeah, sometimes the path that takes the longest leads the furthest."
Well, yeah. I would quite like to climb into the pot. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but there could be treasure down there. I don't know.
Do we jump in the pot, folks?
I want to go in the pot.
Go on then, let's go in the pot.
So everyone but Mydal gets in the pot first. As Mydal begins to shove his way into this pot, it almost seems to like grow to fit his size. And you find yourself in a very dark underground tunnel that goes who knows where. As you begin to sort of follow it down, you realise that there's not much of a way to turn back, and you do spend about an hour in this tunnel, an actual hour.
Oh.
But it means I will now see where you pop up, where you're going to end up.
Oh, so it's like Mario.
4
You
hours of
go
past
through a pipe and then you're out of
now,
pipe.
yeah?
Yeah, we're down 4 hours now.
So just so you know, so you're aware, climbing into that pot meant that I rolled 2 dice for your exploration rather than 1. So you actually go a lot further than you would do normally. So you basically like bypass an area to get to another one.
Sometimes the path that takes the longest, as in an hour, goes
Yep.
the furthest.